like my legs are red at this point, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
what are you gonna do with yourself today?
This is my life now.
There's so much in this, Jennie. This on one side of it, it's like, hey, let's empower you as staff members to dress as what you feel sexy is, so that you have this kind of ability to share your sexy with the world, which is what Victoria's Secret's new kind of thing is. They're empowering their staff to be their version of sexy.
Yes, but they're not empowering them under a double D or over a double D. Like, that's where they draw the line.
And then also the lighting is too bad for me to feel good about myself.
But I like that you're saving the world. I just want a little bit less of saving the world in this light.
God.
You said you wanted to feel like the fashion models. I mean, that's what they scrape their tiny bodies into those tight panties, and then they put these big ass bright lights on them. I mean, I think you're getting the full experience here, Jennie.
You know what?
I think they should just beat you with some of those Victoria's Secret wings.
Feathers everywhere. Feathers everywhere.
So heavy. I promise. They're like so heavy.
Look like a RuPaul show went wrong.
Oh God.
Go to Walmart. Get a pack of 20 of Fruit of the Looms.
All I'm saying is, come on, John. You gotta. Okay, and then.
Why is a guy named John like redirecting the direction of Victoria's Secret?
I think he walks into a store and says, I see what we're doing wrong. And by the way, for the last 2 seasons, Pink has been down in market shares and everything. So I even researched that because I'm like, is Pink like making up the majority of your market? So you're putting all your eggs in that basket? They're not anymore. They're actually down. So this look is not working. And we'll move on. I'm sorry, I'll get off my soapbox, but there was a lot there.
We'll make that one a mini-sode, maybe.
I didn't
Why
even.
shopping as a woman sucks.
Mm-hmm. I need to do the. But Victoria's Secret, hey, you gave me a really great deal. It was 9 panties for $32, which is a savings of like $84, I think.
Which is ridiculous. So.
Victoria's Secret, if you're wanting to change your image and you are looking for a new person to sponsor, hit us up at itgotweirdpod@gmail.com. We would love to be your source of advertising because we just did a great job.
And it will never happen now.
You never know. Hey, John. Holler at me.
You need some help, bro.
We'll fix all of your multi-million-dollar decision shit.
With our 7 listeners and Jennie's big brain.
12. Well, technically, technically probably 11 right now.
11's a good number. We can stick with that. That's fine.
Cass, do you have any semi-weird things to get me out of this?
No, I think we're just going to roll right into continuing Jesse's story.
Jack, Condom Boy.
Condom Boy. Yeah, that's easier.
So the last time we were here, he was counting your condoms.
Mm-hmm.
Not thrilled that you were a safety girl.
Nope.
And was on the phone with you while he was texting you from a spy app.
Mm-hmm.
What?
But now I will point out that she did lie to him.
Well, I mean,
I'm not calling you on it, but I am saying like, you did lie and say you weren't.
I never responded to that.
She wasn't texting; she was reading.
Oh, I thought I heard that he asked if you were texting somebody because he could hear you typing.
No,
and you said no.
He could hear it vibrating. I never responded.
Okay.
So,
okay. Then
really, I wasn't texting anybody.
She was super focused on the conversation at hand.
And still, it's just beyond psycho to begin with. That I think it kind of rules it out.
Correct.
Because fair enough.
We all agree that he's psycho, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I should have some level of privacy to be able to text people without him needing to know everything that I say.
Correct. So what was the next moment where you're like, maybe I should still not be with him?
So he did end up coming to Fargo for a couple of months.
Obviously.
And the next thing that happened was I was at work when I'm not a park ranger, I'm a server bartender. And so I was at my bartending job. So like a 9-hour shift working at night. And I start getting texts from him, which again, I said he texted all the time. And he's sending me pictures of photos, like old photos of mine, like from high school. So I've kept photo albums. I'm one of those weird people that still print solid pictures and keep photo albums. And I've kept them since I was, third grade. I've always kept them in a bookcase in my house, and I've never thought to ever go through them and get rid of photos or anything. It's just like the stages of my life. And so there's pictures of ex-boyfriends in there and like my crazy college party days. And I don't like look through these albums, but they're there. While I was at work, he went through my photo albums and decided to start sending me photos and asking me, who is this? Who is this? What did you do here? And I'm like, you realize I'm clearly like 17 in that photo, And half the guys that these photos are with are
gay,
homosexual friends of mine. Yeah. So I'm explaining to him, I'm like, that man is gay. Like, like he's a great friend of mine. It's just how it goes. And he sent me like kissing photos of me kissing guys. And I'm like, you need to just stop. Like, just close the albums. I'm at work. We can talk about this when I get home. Like, so somehow he convinced me that I should put all of my photo albums in the garage because I refused to throw pictures away. And for one thing, I was like, I'm not going to go through literally thousands of photos and just get rid of whatever memories you deem aren't okay. I've done this since I was 12 years old. It's not going to happen.
I'd love it if he saw you like at 12 years old and he's like, I see this little boy on the playground. You need to get rid of this.
Was he your first kiss? You can never talk to him again.
Oh my God.
Who is this boy?
That's how this man was. This is how Condom Jack was.
Condom Jack.
So he convinced me to put all of my photo albums in the garage. I figured that was a fair compromise. Like he made the point. He's like, if my friend came to visit or my mom came to visit, some people think that photo albums are, if they're like in the open, that they can just grab them and look at them because that's what that's for.
Which people don't actually do.
Who does that? Unless I have it like sitting on my coffee table. Nobody's going to take it out of my bookcase. Anyway, he did. He took it out of the bookcase.
Of course he did.
And then it didn't stop there. He went through my laptop. And I had old photos of my ex-husband and I in there. I hadn't even gone through that yet. It had only been at this point, like 6 months since the divorce. Yeah. So I was like,
and how long were you married?
6 years.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that's a lot of stuff to go through. And just like, I don't ever use that laptop. And he knew that. He knew I never used that laptop. And he went through it and somehow found fucking dick pictures from my ex on there. Which, that looks pretty bad, right? But, like, Why are you going through my laptop? Like, I'm sorry you found dick pictures of my ex-husband, but you went through my laptop when I was at work. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You knew I hadn't gone through that laptop yet. You knew I hadn't looked at it since I'm not sitting here reminiscing over dick pictures. They're there. I haven't gone through this laptop yet. So it was a big deal that he found dick pics. And I'm like, well, you're the first one to have gone through that laptop. So congratulations. Like, I'm sorry you saw that, but it's your fucking fault.
You asked for it. He knew that you were just getting out of a divorce. He knew that, honestly, he knew that that wasn't something you were paying attention to at that point in time. I think he went looking.
He went looking
with intention to rub it in your face.
The thing is, like, when you snoop, I told him this, when you snoop, which you've done multiple times now, you're going to find what you're looking for. When you use the spy app on me, you convinced yourself that I was lying to you because you sent me a text and I told you no, I wasn't texting anybody. Mm-hmm. Like, you're validating the own craziness in your head. But I think seeing the dick pics of my ex put him into a complex, and well, he had many complexes to begin with. But then he
was your ex, hopefully, I hope he was really well endowed.
Right? Me too.
I do. I really think that this guy should have had a little bit of comeuppings in that moment.
Yeah. So and this is what Condom Jack got hung up on. My ex wasn't like crazy long, but he had a lot of girth. Yeah. So he had.
That's intimidating.
he was good length too, but not, girth was where it was at. So then.
And Condom Jack, pencil dick.
Yeah.
Oh no. So like part of, I should have maybe prefaced it with this, but Condom Jack and I had amazing sex and chemistry.
That'll make you hang out longer.
And it did. Because it was, my ex is never going to listen to this. It was better sex than I had with my ex, like for sure, hands down. Like
awkward apology.
Yeah, awkward apology.
Here it comes.
It was just way better sex. It was more, just everything about it was better. And I like, if a guy tells you that you're the best sex that they've had, like that should probably be enough, right? Right? Wouldn't it be?
Yeah, this past weekend.
What?
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
I think that's a question for Brian.
I don't know, but Jennie was answering. Yeah. I was letting her go.
No,
sorry.
Condom Jack
turned it up a notch this weekend. I got some good compliments.
Ooh.
Working it out.
Awesome. Good for you.
So dick pics is where we ended off with Condom Jack.
Yeah, I saw dick pics with my ex-husband because he snooped through a very old laptop of mine. And he went into this complex and he made me like, and I shouldn't say made me because I didn't have to answer, but it was like very intense questioning on all of my past dick sizes. He wanted to know like what ranking he was and he wanted names of who was thicker and who was longer.
He wanted names.
Yeah, and if I've ever had like a horse-sized cock, he didn't believe me when I was like, I've never had a freaking horse-sized cock. Like, and it was stupid. He wanted me to be able to like explain to him in detail every dick that I've ever had. And he was upset when I was like, I have no, Condom Jack. Condom Jack. I have no clue. Like you think I'm going to remember every dick? I don't. Like, I can tell you are in like the top 3 or 4. Like, you're top. There you go. You're in the top. Yeah, but am I 1 or am I 2 or am I 3? Like, your ex was way thicker than me. And I'm like, did you hold his dick in your hand? Because in like 2, why does this matter? I've told you you're the best sex that I've ever had anyway. It just, anyway.
And the fact that he hit you a couple times with that, like he asked you multiple times.
Times.
Like, why is he?
And he would wait like a week in between when he would ask me, and if my answer changed, I was a liar. So like if I was maybe like, oh yeah, maybe James was bigger, or he'd be like, well, you're lying to me. Then how can I ever trust you? Blah blah blah.
You said last week James was the same exact size.
I'm like, dude, because it's not like I held these dicks in my hand yesterday.
Why not, Jessica? Why not? Tell me.
So do you think he was a narcissist or did he just have weak ego?
All of it. I think I think he was a narcissist because that's where the gaslighting and the like saying that my marriage failing was my fault and like that type of stuff came in. Also, very weak ego, yes. And way late in the game, he told me that his last girlfriend cheated on him very badly, which he lied about. But I don't care. I don't care what your last person did. Like, I had a failed marriage. I don't give a shit. Like, it doesn't make me treat somebody horribly. So I think that that's a really that's a failure of an excuse.
Yeah, it doesn't really pan out.
No. And then I think post breakup, I'm pretty sure he started talking to somebody, and I think there's probably mental illness involved in there a little bit.
Yes, Jess, I love you. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Well, I know there was. It wasn't bipolar, but it was like the one that's one down, where you just have major mood swings, like up and down. So
severe.
I'm glad you made it to Europe because I think there was a question on whether or not you should go to Europe at one point, if I'm not mistaken.
When it started getting really bad, where I was starting to get like, okay, maybe this isn't working. Like, we need to we were both saying like, this isn't working. We need to step away, blah, blah, blah. He started saying, well, if you want this to work, you can't go to Europe. If you go to Europe, I'm going to go back to Montana. And I was like, okay, go back to Montana.
Mm.
And then he would come up with some excuse and be like, well, I thought about it. I think we can work through you going to Europe. And I'm like, no, maybe you should just still go back to Montana.
It's not something we're going to work through. It's something I'm going to do. and you're going to leave me the fuck alone about it.
Yeah.
Because this is my life.